Today is the 30th of August 2019 and I'm about to embark on enclosing this shelter we have on the eastern side of the house. You come out into the garden, as it were, through the sliding door. There's the back garden, and it would be lovely to be able to sit out here in the summertime, but the mosquitoes are so ferocious that we've decided to enclose it in gauze. And you can see the first thing I've done here is I'm going to have to cut the sleepers that lie on the edge of this bed here, and I've tried to find the edge by doing a plumb line down from the top edge, and I'm going to cut the sleeper and I'm going to move it to go back towards the back, and that'll give the base for some sort of a side. Well, there we are. So I've removed all of the clivier from there. They're over there waiting to be separated and put out on the pavement. People love clivier, so if you separate them and put them out on the pavement, they're gone in a day. So I won't say this wasn't a bit backbreaking, but I've dug up the sleeper that was along the edge there, the one that was here, and I've cut it off and I'm going to put it down. That will form the one edge, and I have to do the same with this sleeper here. It has to be cut off there and form the other edge so that I can build a side wall down to that. It's the 1st of September and the construction of the shelter, or whatever, gazebo on the side of the house continues. Last time we spoke I lifted the beam on the edge of this bed, cut it, and there it is sitting there. I'm going to put it in later. And then this time I've lifted the other beam that was along there, and it's down next to the house there. I'll use that later. But sort of the big job is excavating the back area to be level, so that I can pave all the way to the back and keep it more or less level. There's a lot of soil waiting there to be moved, and I think sensibly I've just decided, no, look, you know, where I 10 or 15 years younger, I would have hoed into it and spent the whole day doing it and ended up wrecked. I'm just going to do it step by step. So that's about half a ton, and I figure I've got about 3 more tons to go until that's level, and then I have the delicious prospect of thinking about how to pave that. It's Thursday the 5th of September 2019, and the graft continues to clear that area there so that I can extend this paving across to the fence for the conservatory that I'm planning here. But yes, when you find a tree like this small tree here, you will find roots like those. Oh, for a chainsaw instead of a bushman saw, and a machete. Hard work getting there. Today is the 10th of September 2019, and I've prepared the base, and I've put in these permapine sides of the structure. They are perpendicular to the sides of the pergola, so those kind of walls will come down to there, to the hardware store. And the young man tipped his front end loader bucket of sand into the tray of my ute, so that sand has to be shipped out, taken down and used to underlay the pavers. Today is the 12th of September, and as you know, I'm busy enclosing this side pergola area of our house, and I've just got a little bit more sand in, so that I've definitely got enough sand to underlie the pavers. And these pavers are, well, I've just weighed them. You can see the scale there. I've just weighed one of them, 22 kilograms each, so they're very thick. They're actually, you're able to drive on them, and you can't see very well, but if you have a look here, it's sort of a red terrazzo, so it doesn't quite match the bricks, but it'll be great. So the next job now is the paving of this area, which is going to be fun. I've started with the paving of the enclosed pergola. Unfortunately, I'm not very happy with the levels. They're rather wonky. but unfortunately that's going to have to stay like that. Each one of these weighs 22 kilograms. It's the 23rd of October 2019, and I have resumed work on the enclosure of this outer area, which is on the eastern side of our house. You might remember me doing the paving down there and digging out the garden, but now I've removed the sheeting. You can see the polycarbonate sheeting. I've stacked it all up over there, so I've taken that off from the beams, and now what I'm doing is, you can see where I'm using a wire brush and I'm scraping back all the old weathered board. That's where I've got up to. I still have to go there. I've already done this one, so I've got to do that, and then that one as well as these purlons. And I've also made I've cut back the vines and things. The last day of October, the 31st of October, it's a Thursday, and this is part of the recording of how this side of our house is going to be enclosed as a little outdoor room. And I've took the trellis off there because that's going to be a solid fibro back. That trellis is going to come off as well. Just waiting for the man to come and remove this limb of this tree so I can complete that. And I didn't know what to do with this trellis. What am I going to do with it? What a waste. And then I tried it, and it fits very beautifully there, down on the side, down to there, you see. So I thought, oh well, then I'll see if I can refurbish it. And I got the wire brush out, and my goodness, what a job. Simply wire brushing it was a 2-day job with mask and goggles. And today, just about my entire day has been spent. You can see it's been stripped back to the wood with my wire brushing, but I've spent the entire day painting that side, and tomorrow's job is painting that side. And those of you who have ever painted or sealed a trellis will know the pain. Today is Sunday the 10th of November 2019, and I'm just giving you a progress report on the enclosure of the side of our house. And now, having cleaned up all of the wood and everything, I'm now putting the polycarbonate roofing, which is tinted. I'm putting it back on it. It was up there before, but what I'm doing now is I'm covering the entire roof in, which it wasn't before. And what I've done here is, I don't know if you can see along there's a little mini gutter, and the water drips off the edge onto that, and the water flows off, so it sort of slopes down to that corner, so it picks up all the drips. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to enclose this hole there with fibro, and then that's just parked there temporarily. They are going to get shade cloth behind them, and we're going to screen off all of the holes, like the holes there. I'm going to screen them off just so the mosquitoes can't get in. I'm now going off to buy some more polycarbonate roofing, which will go right up to the edge of the side of the house. Today is the 17th of November. There's an update on the enclosure. I'm going to call it the MAC from now on. But you can see I'm putting up these cement fibre sheets across the back, and then I've got a trellis along this side. I've just started to experiment with the trellis, and I've got the shade cloth on the outside of the trellis. She looks quite nice from the outside. I'll just show you. It's a bit glary. There it is there, you see. So I'm going to put some appliques on the outside. It's December the 3rd, and I've spent the day installing what's called a bistro blind to fill that opening there. So I'll just show you quickly how it works. Basically, it's cleated here. So you take this off its cleat, and then basically just let it roll down. Rolls down like that, and then it's got zippers. You can zip up the sides all the way down. I might have to put something on that to make it a bit smoother. And the other side, there we are, all the way down to the bottom. And then what you have at the bottom here is a little strap that goes through this loop here and holds the bottom steady. So there's a bistro blind installed, and there's a gap there I'll have to fill with mesh to keep the mosquitoes out, and I also have to make some arrangement at the bottom of the blind. You can see some gaps there. Now, it's the 12th of December 2019, and I have finished the enclosure of our pergola, along with the bistro blinds across the doorways, and having plugged just about every hole that I can imagine which might let mosquitoes in. The next stage now is to do the mural on the back wall, the trompe l'huile. So I've got the drop sheet down, and I'm going to mask some of the woodwork and then paint on the primer. Well, it's now in the evening of the 20th of December, and it's all closed up, mosquito proofed, and those are the bistro blinds that are down in place, with skirts on the other side to stop mosquitoes coming in. And then there's the landscape, the trompe l'huile, the idea being that you have the illusion of being on a deck looking out over the coastline there. And then I've just read a book called The Eastern Curlew, so I thought I would pay tribute to the Eastern Curlew by putting a couple of them down eating crabs out of the mud. So there you go, the Rennie Mackintosh enclosure. Now we need some nice furniture, and hoping to have Christmas here.